Hello, everybody. What is going on? It is me, Teddy, back here with another software development 2. That is CEN-4025C. That is my software development 2 class. And what we are actually tasked this time is we are taking our programs which were War Exploded on Tomcat server, and we're making them into war files, and we are then uploading that or implementing that on the Tomcat server. Now, I did go ahead and update my Hibernate util, my Hibernate config, my POM XML, to download all the required dependencies for this. Specifically, I had to update my Microsoft SQL server. It was giving a massive error throughout this process that just kept getting me in a loop. I think I would solve it, and then 2 seconds later, after I implement a fix to something else, then that thing broke again. It was very annoying. Specifically, it kept saying that it couldn't find my authentication, and it kept saying that it was referring to a field in here that, it was turning, it was requesting user information, like login and stuff like that. But since I currently have my server set to Windows authentication, for me, since I am the one who's developing the software on my computer, it for some reason was not finding the authentication for it, and it was defaulting to putting in blank information, which is not what Microsoft server credentials want. So it kept rejecting it. And that was the first issue that I had while I came across doing this project. The second issue I had is, for some reason, when I would fix the login one, it for some reason would stop recognizing the DLL files that were needed to make this program work, which are the Microsoft Server SQL DLL files that are, appropriate for Java JDK 17. So I had like a heck of a time, excuse my language, trying to go ahead and knock this out. But as you can see here, I'm just going to go ahead and pull up my project folder here. This is my to-do list web applications folder, the project folder, if you will. In it is the target folder, as you can see here. It's also reflected over here in IntelliJ. And in that folder is our war file. Now, I have already created this war file, so this is a fresh one. I'm not going to be building it again, just because I finally got it to work and I immediately wanted to record it so I can show you guys the fact that I was able to successfully, deploy this to the Tomcat server using a war file. So instead, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull up my web apps folder in my Apache Tomcat folder. As you can see here, I do have the war file here, but just to make sure that it's going to properly blow up, or explode, like it should, I'm going to go ahead into our little bin. I'm going to go to startup, and I'm going to see if it works. Alright, so it did say that it did load up right here. As you can see, it did start up the server. Go over here, and pull up the local host. I set it to 8081 because for some reason something is claiming that port. Probably Jenkins. I have Jenkins configured for my other class, so that's probably what's taking up that. So we're just going to wait for it to load for a second. See if we can't get it to work. If not, then what I'll do is I'll open up command and I'll go into the Catalina.bat. And just to make sure it's not failing in our background here, it hasn't popped any errors. As you can see, it just took a second for it to load. Being the fact that it's probably reading the file in its entirety, that's probably why it takes a second to load. But as you can see here, my to-do list is up there. Let's go ahead and add something new. Update my space is important. Linked in profile. I'm not worried about spelling too much. I just want to add an item here. As we can see, it did add successfully. So the code's not broken in that sense. Let's go ahead and delete it. That code is not broken in that sense. And we'll go ahead and put my update LinkedIn profile back in there. Oop, hit delete on it. Update my LinkedIn profile. Go ahead and add it back. And let's go ahead and see if it updates. Marked as complete. There you go. There is my to-do list web application. And this is integrating a WAR file for deployment with our Tomcat server. Thank you guys so much. Hope you guys have a great day. Let me get this thing closed here. Where'd my recorder go? Ja, matane.